Paul and Vicki Morrison operate a diversified 1,200-acre farm not far from Fort Rucker in Dale County. They grow peanuts, cotton, and have more than 300 brood cows. But Paul says the peanuts would have to be his favorite crop.
Well, when you go to the field, you always got something to eat.
Growing up, his stepfather farmed part-time, and they grew about 150 acres of peanuts each year. But when Paul decided his career would be production agriculture, the peanut acreage swelled to 600 acres and cotton was added.
We had rented so much land, we were just growing peanuts, and we had all the spare land laying out every year. By rotating peanuts out on it, I decided I wanted to start growing cotton.
The first few years it was just small acreage because they didn't have a picker. Now they have more than 400 acres of cotton. Paul says the rotation has been good for the peanuts, and the diversity has been good for the entire farm.
One crop may not do as good as another in a certain year, and you being diversified, you've got so many different ways, so many different opportunities of making a good crop on one of them.
He says their diversity has also benefited their cattle operation. With more than 300 hungry mouths to feed, peanut hay is an excellent supplemental feed in years when traditional hay is not abundant.
The peanut hay, it's good feed. In fact, in dry years, it really saves us some headache about having to worry about getting up hay for the cows to feed in the winter. Because if we have to, we can bale all the peanut hay and get us up plenty of hay to feed cows. And too, left on the land, it's really good fertilizer left. It's a land builder for cotton.
Paul says his wife Vicki is a tremendous help on the farm. Among other things, she cuts and rakes hay, builds cotton modules, and even worked for a time scouting cotton.
I've pretty much was on a tractor when I was, well, from the time I was born, and then probably driving one by the time I was about 7. So I've just always been involved in farming.
Vicki's a math teacher at the same high school that she, Paul, and both sets of their parents attended. It's a job she loves, but she says she's glad she's able to stay connected to her roots.
You know, every little girl wants to marry her dad, which I did, and I did marry my dad pretty much. But I said I did not want to marry a farmer because of, you know, I saw all the stress that is involved, and, you know, it was a great life. I want the farm life, but I didn't want all the stress and the work that's involved in it. But God knew what He was doing, and it's the same life I've always lived. So, I mean, don't want to change that if you know, love it that much.
Even with the stress that sometimes goes along with farming, Paul says he can't imagine doing anything else for a living.
It's a job that I love getting up going to every morning. I wake up at night sometimes and can't wait to get to work. It's just a blessing to have a job that you enjoy so much, and even with all the stress in it, the good is tons above the bad.
The outstanding young farm family in the peanut division. Paul and Vicki Morrison from Dale County.